So there are 7 levels of being drunk that you may experience when drinking. Of course, alcohol affects everyone differently, but these are some common things that almost everyone has experienced at least once. For level 1, we have buzzed. The first effects from the alcohol are starting to kick in. You'll find yourself with a very slight smile on your face and a warm sensation in your stomach. You'll still be able to walk and talk normally, but not for long. Level 2 is tipsy. At this point, you're starting to feel more euphoric. Shame levels are falling and your confidence is rising. You're gonna start feeling a lot more talkative and socially lubricated. You'll feel a bit more loose, like you don't have to think as much when it comes to socializing. You know all that spaghetti that falls out of your pockets when you try to talk to people when you're sober? Well, it's nice and boxed up in the fridge when you're drunk. No need to worry about dropping all your spaghetti. Level 3 is sloshed. This is when you start to feel more and more disinhibited. You lose your filter. See, normally when you're sober, the little person that lives inside your head kinda double checks everything you're gonna say before you say it. That way you don't say anything stupid. Well, when you're drunk, that little dude just stops checking. So you're much more likely to say stupid shit you wouldn't normally say. Another common side effect is you just kinda start to talk in all caps. Everything you have to say becomes really important. And this is the point where you may notice you have to pee a lot. Now my friends used to call this breaking the seal, as in the first time you pee while you're drinking is when you've broken the seal, and now the floodgates are open and you're gonna have to keep peeing all the time. But personally, I prefer to drink water with each drink that I have, so I just embrace peeing often, because not drinking enough water is probably the biggest factor in getting a bad hangover the next day. Level 4, tossed. Bro, please, bro, can I hit the Juul? Bro, please, just one hit, dude. Just one hit from the Juul, bro, please. Yeah, if you consume nicotine, this is when you're gonna turn into Schmeagol looking for his precious vape. For some reason, alcohol really potentiates the nicotine. Also, loss of shirts is a common side effect at this stage. If you're at a party and you see someone shirtless, they're tossed. Dancing also becomes easier. You don't necessarily get better at dancing, but it just gets easier. Level 5, yossed. You know the little man that lives inside your head controlling your meat suit and making sure you don't say anything stupid? Well, he called in sick today. You're on your own now. Speaking of calling in sick, it's time to make some shit up about how you ate some bad Chinese food last night and text your boss. When you're this drunk, pretty much every idea becomes a good idea. Like that time I thought it'd be a good idea to show off that I can do a backflip on flat ground. Now, I can land a backflip, but apparently gravity works differently when you're drunk. So I landed on my face, but it was worth it. I probably looked cool as fuck for that first half of that backflip. This is also when you start having momentary lapses in your memory. For level 6, we have hammered. Now, every friend group has that one friend who's known as a runner, when they get so drunk and they just decide to run away. I think when you're drunk, going anywhere feels kind of like a magical adventure. One of my friends would always get drunk, take his shirt off, and just run away. And we'd be chasing him like, bruh, we're drinking at your house, dude. And we'd have to go find him. If you're at a bar that has a stripper pole on the dance stage, it's time to get down. Sudden urges to steal traffic cones become unbearable. What will you do with it? Where will you put it? Those are all questions for sober you. And finally, level 7, schmacked. Also known as, alright, who peed in my pants? This is when you'll get the spins, where it feels like the whole room is spinning around and around, which can make you pretty nauseous. If you haven't already, this is probably when you're gonna projectile vomit all over the bathroom floor. About 60% of drunk people never get their head over the toilet. You also will probably not remember most of what happens after this point. This is when your #1 priority should be to drink some water, maybe have a Gatorade or something with electrolytes in it, and have a little bit of food before you go to bed. And remember, if you're at a party, do not fall asleep with your shoes on. It is an unspoken rule that if you pass out with your shoes on, then legally anyone there is obligated to draw on your face with a permanent marker. That's why I always roll through barefoot. Speaking of bare feet, one time after a particularly debaucherous party at my friend's house, we woke up to this message in the group chat. Apparently, someone left their shoes in his fridge, and we never figured out whose shoes they were or why they were in the fridge, but I can only imagine a couple of drunk buffoons absolutely dying of laughter over putting someone's shoes in the fridge. And here's a tip that may actually save your life at some point. If you're really drunk, do not fall asleep laying on your back. Get yourself into recovery position. That way you don't choke on your own vomit. Anyways, peace out, guys. I got some boys over and it's time for the next butt chug. See ya!